He's an 8-run frame. Horns go on to score a season-high 20 runs and get their first shutout of the year. 20-0 the final. Hope they save something for OU. Sooners roll into town Friday. Astros in the rubber game against Toronto, and Houston puts up a 6th spot in the 8th, capped by this Jeremy Pena 3-run shot. Stros win 8-1 to take the series, but they're still 3.5 games behind the AL West leading Texas Rangers. Rangers swept KC this afternoon. Well, life is good for the UT men's tennis team, #1 in the nation, newly crowned Big 12 regular season champs, and they're led by the nation's #1 singles player. John High has his story.
UT junior Elliot Spizzirri wants to be the best tennis player he can be.
Spizzirri with the break.
And now 2019's top high school recruit,
He's feeling it now,
is the nation's #1 college player.
It was a nice feeling when I saw that. I've been doing this for a while. I've been training so hard the last couple years. I was really glad to see the results come together because of all the hard work I had to put in and kind of the tough times given where I was maybe 2 years ago.
Which was when he was battling through a wrist injury that eventually required surgery.
I ended up struggling at first last season with the wrist, and then kind of came together at the end and strung together some good wins for the team, which was super exciting just to see, because at first it was so difficult mentally to kind of see myself not playing where I was, I guess, 6 months prior to that.
To be able to overcome, that limitation and still have a good attitude and still have the determination, still have the drive, and not, kind of get discouraged and be where he is today is incredible. I mean, it's really one of the best stories in college tennis.
At one point during his career here at Texas, Spizzirri had to play without his full backhand for 18 months because of his wrist issues. And while he still has problems with them at times, he feels like the injuries may have been a blessing in disguise.
You get to work on parts of your game that you never would have worked on if it wasn't for this injury. I just learned that I can be resilient, and I feel like I can tackle all these problems that I'm faced with on the court and in life.
His will to win and his determination to be a winner is the best in college tennis.
I wasn't trying to be the #1 player in the country. It just happened as a result of the hard work we're putting in for the team. I want to play pro tennis. That's been my dream since I was a young kid, and I want to do it at the highest level possible. It's such a fun journey, so to just strive to get better every day, it's gonna get me to a good place, so I'm excited.
John High, Fox 7 Austin Sports.
Yeah, talented and mentally tough. Next up for the Horns, this weekend's Big 12 tournament. Wouldn't bet against them. Saturday's Texas State spring game will give fans their first taste of that explosive offense new head coach G.J. Kinney's bringing. His Incarnate Word squad led the NCAA in scoring last year at roughly 53 points a game.
We've been practicing against each other for a little bit, so things are starting to slow down. We're kind of getting used to what the defense is doing, and so those guys have been executing a lot better.
It's really good to see the offense flash, and then someday see the defense flash. That's how you know you're going to have a good team. They definitely make us better. They challenge us.
I feel like they make people make plays in space, and I feel like that makes us a great defense because most teams we play are not as diverse as our offense is.
Should be fun to watch on Saturday. The spring game kicks 11 a.m. We're back after this.
iPhone 14 Pro.
Unbelievable camera. Switch to T-Mobile, you get one on them. Do you have T-Mobile?
Well.
And you get Apple TV Plus included. Got that?
Well.
I love Ted Lasso. T-Mobile also gives you MLS Season Pass. Do you get all that?
Well.
Join T-Mobile and get the powerful iPhone 14 Pro with Apple TV Plus and MLS Season Pass on the Apple TV app. All on us.
Clear blemishes and help prevent future breakouts. Reveal your clear with Proactive, America's #1 clear skin routine. Just go to Proactive.com now to find your routine and get a free pore cleansing brush with your first order.
Right?
This is the lynx hunting a grouse.
Okay, let's go there.
Northern Minnesota here. So. Social media, and you just saw it. Now we're going to get to the...
Okay, here we go. A sloth in French Guiana photobombed live coverage for the European Space Agency, and now he's famous. That guy. The event was explaining an upcoming launch of a mission to Jupiter. In one clip, the video shows the rocket with an adorable sloth just hanging out in the grass right there. The ESA even named the sloth Gerard.
A 31-year-old eagle at the World Bird Sanctuary in Missouri finally got his wish. The elderly eagle named Murphy went viral back in March for wrongfully incubating a rock, believing it was an egg. Staff said Murphy became fussy whenever anybody tried to approach the rock, even made a nest for it. So as caretakers saw Murphy's apparent desire to have an eaglet of his own, they're now letting him take care of a 2-week-old injured eaglet that recently arrived at the sanctuary, showing him how to eat and how to take care of himself.
Live and local, this is Fox 7 Austin, news at 10.
Tonight at 10, after a day of clouds and some rain, we are bracing for storms to roll into central Texas tomorrow. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Rebecca Thomas.
And I'm Mike Warren. Tomorrow we're expecting a slight chance of severe weather, with rain expected to start falling overnight.
Chief Meteorologist Scott Fisher is in the Weather Center with a first look at your forecast. Hi, Scott.
Hi, guys. Yeah, it does look like the chances for rain are going up. The chances for severe weather are going to remain in the marginal to slight risk. Let me get you to the weather maps. This is a wide area from South Texas all the way up toward the Canadian border. Perhaps not that far, but certainly into the Great Lakes region. The yellow area is the slight risk zone, and we are squarely in it, although we are at the tail end of it. Category 2 on a scale of 1 to 5. It just means that if we get a thunderstorm, there's a risk it is going to go severe with some most likely large hail. Tonight, the tornado watches are lined up to the north. That weather is not coming in our direction. The cold front will, but before the front gets here, there'll be a piece of energy around the whole main system that sparks off the showers tomorrow. Here's future radar. The early showers during the day, not much. The afternoon and evening showers are the ones we're going to be looking at for the possibility of that larger hail and gusty wind threat. Much more coming up in weather. I'll see you in a little bit.
We are learning more about how police tracked down a suspect accused of shooting at 4 cheerleaders in Elgin. Sources tell Fox 7 the girls mistakenly went to the wrong car in a parking lot on Monday night. This left one of them, Peyton Washington, seriously injured. She is still in the hospital tonight. Fox 7 Austin's Angela Shen in studio with the details. Angela.
Yeah, the owner of the cheer team says Peyton is doing as well as she can be and is awake and talking and will spend a few more days in the ICU. Police say Pedro Tello Rodriguez Jr. is being charged with deadly conduct. He is in the Bastrop County Jail on a $500,000 bond. On Monday, Peyton Washington from Stony Point High School in Round Rock and her 3 teammates were coming home after an out-of-town cheer practice in the Woodlands. They had left their cars in the parking lot of the HEB on 290 in Elgin. One of the girls mistakenly tried to get in the wrong car, and when she realized that, turned away to go to her actual car. But the suspect in the first car opened fire. According to the affidavit, the store manager saw the suspect shoot at the car multiple times before driving off. Police were able to get his license plate number through surveillance video and tracked him down at his home, still wearing the same clothes as the time of the shooting.
It was a harrowing night for all 4 of those girls.
Advocacy group Everytown for Gun Safety commented on the shooting, speaking against gun violence, saying that students shouldn't have to fear for their lives coming home from practice. This comes as some Uvalde families testified at a community safety committee meeting Tuesday night.
And you, representatives, are failing these communities in our state by choosing to use your own beliefs and personal gains to continue to make mistakes. You see, if the age limit would have been 21, my daughter, 18 of her friends, and 2 of her teachers would still be alive today.
As the gun debate plays out in the Capitol, those who know Peyton say there's no question about her strength.
She literally was born with 1 lung, so she, from the very beginning as a baby, you know, she wasn't even expected to survive, let alone, you know, excel in athletics. So she's surpassed a lot of things already.
And some who are opposed to gun control bills argue that delaying someone from getting a gun isn't going to stop them from getting one.
Austin City Manager is supposed to update council tomorrow on plans to increase safety along Rainey Street. Now, this comes as several men have disappeared from that entertainment district in recent years and ended up dead in Lady Bird Lake. Fox 7 Austin's Carissa Lemkel joins us live from Rainey Street tonight with more.
Yeah, Rebecca, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of speculation about what exactly happened. We were out here earlier today with a camera, and a guy came up to us and said, was another body found? So it's actually really sad. Just to catch you up, if you haven't been following this story, 4 bodies have been found in Lady Bird Lake just this year alone, 2 after a night out on Rainey Street, which is where we are tonight. Now, some say these were accidents. Others don't buy it. There's a Facebook group called the Lady Bird Lake Serial Killer. It's grown to more than 70,000 members. They have a running list of bodies that they say have been found in the lake over the past decade or so. APD has said so far in these cases, though, there's no evidence of foul play.
My friends told me there's a serial killer on Rainey Street, essentially, and I was like, okay. Now I'm scared, but it could be, but to me it's just a bit of a jump. I would say without the fence, like after a night on Rainey Street, it'd be pretty easy if you're alone to just not really notice that the trail stops.
We are still waiting on official autopsy results from those recent 4 bodies